Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Today we're going to take a trip. We're going on an investigation trip. We're going to get in our psychic space shuttle and fasten our seatbelts. And let's take a ride. Let's take a ride around our Earth and examine what's going on, or what has been going on. So many things have been going on, but we have to pick one thing at a time to see where the leaks, where the energy, where the is. What is the? You have to ask. We're going to go today to an incident that already happened. It's the Baltimore Bridge. Baltimore Bridge, as you know, is now collapsed with a strange accident that happened. There's a huge water body, huge ship, and a huge bridge. Now there's plenty of room for lots of all to coexist. However, it seems like very strangely a cargo vessel cargo ship, huge, has bumped into a bridge, a well-known bridge in the port of Baltimore, and it collapsed. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen the video and has seen the video sped up 8 points. And it seems very strange. Why would you go into a parking mode, try to get into a parking spot, like parallel parking, in the middle of a port when there's no other ships? That in itself is strange. And it also seems strange that why would you parallel park, more or less, sort of, or park your vehicle when you're supposed to go why would you go backwards when you're supposed to go forward? And you could say that the ship was running on GPS, and many people have been on wild rides with GPS, but they know that it's human. It's not machine error. It's human will. I mean, isn't there one of these things, a steering wheel, that you can see that the GPS is going the wrong way or not the way you want to go? And can't you stop it? That's the whole thing too. I mean, I don't understand. These things are not run by robotics yet, but yet they act like it is. So that's rather strange to go into a parking position on the very pillar of the bridge. There weren't pillars, every 10 feet. No. So that in itself was rather strange. And also the crew has been remarkably absent. I don't see the captain. I haven't seen the captain say anything. Even if he didn't speak in English, he could have a translator. None of that has been done. And more, the red flag is, where's the investigation? Where is the investigation about all these matters? I mean, how can any competent person do something like that and blame it on your hardware or your, or software? My machine told me to do this. Okay. I trusted my machine. Well, that's nice. But if you see your toast is getting burnt, don't you just pluck it up, open it up? And what were they doing? Who are these people? It's been said that the nationality of the people involved, the crew, is not important. But we do know that they were all Indians from India, except for one Ukrainian. And we were given a skeptic suspicious print of their salary of the first two, of the two, the captain and the first mate. And we saw one had 1,600 a month and the other had 10K plus a month. All right. And well, we do know, as I said, they were all Indians and one Ukrainian. All right. But however, they still remain a mystery to us. We can't not look at their presence. And I find that very strange because if there's a simple car accident or dispute, that those people, their ID, their faces are like broadcasted worldwide. And here, no, it's quiet. You don't see anybody. So who's taking responsibility? Oh, and straight to, I'll pick up the tab. The federal government, I'll pick up the tab. But where is the investigation? Where is the investigation? So let's do a read and see if this suspicious behavior, which smells a lot like asymmetric something or other, not good tidings. And also, too, this port is not just any port. This is a key, the second most, it's the most used and valuable port on the East Coast where this calamity happened. It's only second in this whole entire country to a port in California. So that's how top secret and vital this port is, and having it, and is now no longer accessible. It just seems like a carefully thought out plan. I didn't do it. The machine did it. And then, of course, there's the discrepancy of the box, and it's garbled with fuzzy noises, and nobody seems to know anything. And yeah, that's something that the lights go off and on, but it seems to have had its motor direction. How can you have something on robotics and not pay attention to it, especially when you yourself know you're coming damn close to a bridge, a tunnel, anything? Like, you try going into your car and you're going through a tunnel, like the Holland Tunnel, to get to New Jersey to New York. You're not going to pay attention. You're just going to be there, like, smoking a cigarette, having a cup of coffee, and the machine will do it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Or you're in a school area and you're going to make sure that your vehicle is is going 25 miles an hour or something, or there's any children. You're just going to let your machine do it. Well, it does take all types, but let's go and see. Now, was the Francis Scott Key Bridge purely, was it an accident? Let's see. It just seems so strange, considering the implications of this port, the implications of the accessibility, non-accessibility. This doesn't put us in a very secure circumstances, especially now when we've had all these incidences happening for our infrastructure, and they just keep on saying, food, supplies, equipment, and they keep on saying accident, and it's not stopping. Now, let's see now. Was this an accident? We'll take three random cards, and we'll see if we can get a play on this experience, this sad, depressing, quote unquote, accident. Let's see. Was it really an accident? What was there to it? Was it a planned move? Was it asymmetrical attack? An asymmetrical attack. Okay, so now we have the Fool over here. The Fool, which is interpretive. Interpretive. Or maybe we're being played the Fool. The Fool. And here we have the Hermit. Alright. And look at this. We have the Magician. We have all upper valued cards. So we can have there's three principles attached to this element, to this occurrence, to the bridge collapsing, to the bridge being struck. And we have the Fool, we have the Hermit, and we have the Magician. Well, we're going to have to investigate this more. But it seems to me, just by looking at it, as I said, we have three forces. Could be the Fool being the joke's on the viewer, or it could be like a chameleon type thing. It could be, it's not interpretive. It could be interpretive. And then we have the Hermit. We have, the Hermit could be the occurrence, or it could be the Hermit, a force, an enemy force. It could be an enemy force. An enemy force. And then we have the Magician. We got away with it. We got away. That was well planned. The plan, a skillful plan. The person who did that, who arranged it, was no dummy. I think, and it was just too. I have never seen an accident where you back in to a bridge. Not even a dinghy backs into a bridge, a canal. I mean, a canoe. It's why would you back into a bridge? A bridge. Now let's look at the Fool. Let's take a few. Let's shuffle these some more and try to get more insight into these three distinct elements, which right now you feel like you go, ha ha, I did it, and but quietly, like each party is making tracks. The parties involved are making tracks to disassociate themselves, so it's harder to pick up the trail. All right, there's one here, and let's take this card here. And then let's dive into the Hermit also at this time. That's curious. Now, one country could have been behind this. No, I'm not saying Russia either. I'm not saying that because we got enough business going on, and we'll do something like that later. But right now, I'm not smelling it. I'm not seeing. So take this one and take this card. All right, these two. All right, let's just do these two first. Yes, it was very skillfully done. And here, under the Fool, we have the Ace of Wands, meaning they had a damn good reason and a cause. They have a plan. And the World, we have the World card. Probably the people came from different parts. We have enemies. The United States has enemies. That's no secret. And International group of people. An international group of people. International. Well, the ship was from had a Singaporean flag. The cargo was owned by a Danish company, or managed by a Danish company, and the people, the crew were Indians and one Ukrainian. So that's pretty worldly. Now we have the 10, the struggle under this, and we have the King of Wands under the Hermit. Hmm. Now this Hermit had a lot of pressure, and it was to deliver a powerful message. And the Hermit is basically the Hermit I see is basically the isolation, the non-use of this vital, second most important port, which is key to all the military, key to our infrastructure. The isolation was put. This was done as a means to make us handicapped in case of some emergency happening. We are at a disadvantage right now. We are at a disadvantage. And that was, so I would say this Hermit is now to keep us isolated, keep us in check, to reduce our powers of retaliation. Hmm. Let's see this magician. I mean, it's like when something like that happens, almost a 2 mile bridge with all the cement in the bottom of the bridge, what you don't see, all the stuff that you saw on the top, the iron, the rails, and some of the ships. It's a mess. It's a mess, and we are closed. It's going to take a while. Nice that it's spring and the weather will cooperate in the cleanup, but still, it's not going to happen 2 weeks from now. It's They really don't know how long it will take. And then you have the effect of the chemicals from the different cargo bins that have been released into the water as well. I'm sure that was not particularly, oh, look at that, a surprise. That also probably was planned. These people are like dealing with high stakes. They deal big. They're not little. And the United States has been having, with its many bases, 1,000+ bases all over, has been involved with many, many, many groups of people, and they fought, they inflicted damage. So maybe when we see the world card under this Fool, we could add some of those people in there. It was like, how do you like a taste of your own medicine, with the Ace of Wands? And then we have the Knight of Wands, giving us the message. Two can play this game. Two can play. The field is big. It's not a game. Two can do this. I mean, when you want to attack someone, you do their infrastructure. Transportation is number one. Also, too, it's not only going to be getting our military and such out of Baltimore, out of Annapolis, and the rest of those military places there, Virginia. It's also the fuel. We're going to have already our gas is almost $5 in certain places, probably more, $7 in other places. Now we have a fuel shortage coming into the spring and summer mobility. How much do you think that's going to cost? How much? Right, people? How much is that going to cost? 1 gallon of gas. Who's going to profit? Who's going to go anywhere? Doesn't that sound like an induced lockdown to some degree? All right, now we have this was done to make even more pain and suffering from the American dollar. And to isolate us. So the idea was to isolate certain fractions within this country, us, to make. Let's just do one more here. No, let's do the musician first. Let's do that. Let's do that first. All right, we took one here, and we have another one. Now, who crafty? Tell us more about this crafty idea. A few more cards to give us some intel about how crafty. Huh, look at that. The King of Wands. Definitely, we have the Ace of Wands, the Page. No, we don't. The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. We have the King of Wands under the Magician. And who do we have here? The Tower. Okay. Well, these are random cards. Random. And we have here, it was, now if that doesn't look like orchestration, what does? That looks like no accident. We have the Magician, a strong component of it. Let's go through this again, all right? The first cards we drew were the Fool. All right, the Fool is interpretive to whom and who? The Hermit is either one entity or just a state of being. Right? And then we have the Magician. Some clever skills, a little trick, a little flip of the eyesight, a crafty person, magic, or a deceiver, an illusionist. An illusionist. This is our illusion. And on the basis of our illusion that there was an accident, we have the King of Wands and we have the Towers. All right. Under the illusion, you see, the effect was done. And the Towers could also be the bridge. And under the Hermit, we have it's going to be a struggle to put it together. And we have the Knight of Wands, right? This is not very soothing. We have, under the Hermit, we have the struggle. This was meant to make pain and hardship. And this was the message. To have us, we know now this Hermit is a state of which we are being defenseless. We are alone. We are having to individually have increases in prices for fuel. Also, our military will not be able to get certain machines and such out. The port is making things difficult. That was our second major port in the United States. Got that? And the message was saying, we're on to you. We're on this. So, and then we see the Fool. We see the Fool here. Keep in mind, and this was the Ace of Wands. That was an idea that was made, international idea by our international enemies. And that's why we need an investigation to find out exactly who was involved in this. This was a very big occurrence, yet we're not talking about it. We're not talking about who did this. This seems weird. No, it's just no, and the red flag is no investigation needed. It was an accident. Even though there is no proof, there's all this no black box. The mysterious crew has disappeared and vanished. I mean, doesn't that sound strange? Whereas, I mean, if you stole like a bag of chips from a store, you'd have to be apprehended and go to trial and everything else. I mean, that's just a bag of chips. Whereas this is a huge, huge, I can't even put a dollar amount on this. And it's social, financial, it's happening. And there's no investigation. That tells you one thing: somebody's complicit. Somebody wants to hide. Somebody doesn't want to freak out the masses, the public. It's suspicious. It's more than suspicious. It's a telltale sign. And I think that if anybody has any comment or disagrees that it was not an accident, it seems like a part of asymmetrical attack. It seems like an attack. So if anyone has any message, any feeling about comments, please don't hesitate to give your opinion. And again, if you like this, please press the like button. And if you to my subscribers who are into these things, please, I say thank you. And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you want a personal reading on anything, just contact me at mysticgalaxymoons@gmail.com, and we can go from there. And please donate. We need your support. This is a community effort. We're trying to empower group to group human energies. We're trying to get something. We're trying to go someplace where we can feel light explanations, and we're just trying to use our God-given abilities our Creator has given us. We don't have to feel the darkness. We don't have to be in the darkness. So anyway, this is an interesting read, and to me, it looks damn suspicious. All right, thank you very much. Even if anybody has anybody, I will stay on for a little bit with a little calling out to the frequencies.